Oh my God, I was talking to myself. How about now? Can you hear me now? It was muted. Thank God you guys said something. I said hello to everybody and talking to myself for the last couple minutes. Hello, everyone. How's that for live? If you watched my unboxing when this came out, this is the Modern Day Floral, which was part of the this might go with this September release, which I showed you guys before I had to go away to Florida for work, and I accidentally sent the wrong dies, which I said happens because I'm on the design team, and as a design team we get sent the prototypes before they're sent to everybody else. Okay, so now Sammy, who is Gina's assistant, sent me the corrected dies. So they all work. Now we know they all line up. I always check my dies. And this is just a tip for you guys. Always check your dies when you get your packaging. Because sometimes, again, everything is hand packaged. So I love that Gina's team gets everything cut and packaged for you guys. You know, you don't have to cut them yourselves. No burrs, no sharp edges. Thank goodness, because I hate having to cut my own dies. And sometimes you can get stamps without dies. I know I justified buying a scan and cut machine, but let's face it, I'm too lazy to get up and use it. So I like that they send the dies. But they sent me these. Now this kit has sold out. I told you guys it would because the Christmas kit is the most popular kit. Everybody buys the Gina K kit. Before I was on the Gina K design team, I always bought the Christmas kit. So I told you guys it was going to sell out. Have no fear. Next month, which is only a couple days away. So in a couple of weeks, less than that, you guys will see that this kit is an individual set. You will be able to purchase this as an individual set. And I'm going to recommend it if you're one of my foiling fans, because you can currently purchase the poly glaze sheets. All right. So if you are interested in foiling, the poly glaze sheets are available. It is called the Holiday Floral Poly Glaze Sheets. That's what we're going to play with right now today. And the coordinating dies. That's what I wanted to show you guys. The coordinating dies do, I don't know why I bothered to put them away, because that's what I wanted to show you. Funny girl. The coordinating dies do fit, okay? So here you can see, and that's what I loved about this set. If you did not get the kit, don't worry. You can buy the stamps and dies. They will be available as an individual set. And all of the dies that work with the stamp set will work with the polyglaze. So if you were lucky enough to get the stamp set with the dies, you can order the polyglaze, and you can see how nicely those dies already fit. The florals. So for my foiling friends who are like me and may not necessarily, want a stamp and you just want to foil, you can order the polyglaze, and you see how beautifully the dies fit on everything. That's what I'm trying to show you guys. And then you can see how you can mix and match your stamps and your foiling. So that's what we're going to play with today. But Miss Gina, she shocked me because I'm going to just slide this aside here for a second. Miss Gina sent us a surprise, you guys. Does anybody want to guess what the surprise is? I'm going to give you guys a minute to guess what the surprise is while I set up here. So the stamp set itself, this has sold out in the kit, but it will be available in the next month as an individual item. Holiday Floral is the name of it. So you can put it in your Notify Me, and when it comes back in stock, you can get it. I'm just going to leave the dies out so we can use the dies with the polyglaze. I also have out the new Deco Foil transfer foils. I also purchased these from Gina K. I bought these. These come in 5 sheets of 4 different colors. So I thought we would play with these. I'm going to put the stamps away for right now. But I have the new release of polyglaze. I'm going to open a box. You'll hear me opening the box, and I'm not going to show you the box. But you can hear me slicing it open. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I recently hit, with your help, a milestone on my channel. Thank you guys so much. And Miss Gina, oh, my polyglaze are not in here. Whoops. Okay, well, you'll have to get the polyglaze on the next round. But Gina sent me something. Oh. Well, she said she was sending them. I'm not even joking, you guys. I have so many things in my room right now. I have not had time to open them. So we'll just play with these today. But she did tell me she's sending me the new polyglaze. But I'll show you what else she sent. And Gina said she wanted me to play with it. But I said to Gina, I need to give it away, Gina, because I have so many. And Gina said, okay. Somebody already guessed it. It is the new fuse machine. So everybody's going to say, well, what is the difference between a Mink machine and the purple fuse machine? The difference is between this fuse machine is that it is white instead of purple. Okay, and I will do a new video, because when I did the original video with the purple one, Gina was given misinformation and saying that it had 4 rollers. It only has 2 rollers. So I will do a new video showing it does only have 2 heated rollers. But the difference is, Gina did this as a limited edition purple for her launch. And it came with 2 packs of foil. It came with, I believe at that time, it came with 2 packs of polyglaze. On the white ones, you're not going to get all that. So I'm going to show you what you get in this one, and then I will make an introduction video with the white one. It is in stock, and I'll tell you guys the value you still get with this one. Because the Mink machines are still pretty expensive from what I've seen, and still hard to find. Oh, she's a genius, this lady. She put them all in here. How could I doubt her? Let me show you. But let me show you what you get in here. So you get your owner's manual. And it does state in the owner's manual that it does have 2 rollers. Okay. The advantage is because it has 2 heated rollers, that is the advantage over a laminator. So it does have 2 heated rollers, and the rollers give you pressure. And again, if you are new to foiling and you're like, what the heck are you talking about, lady? Hi, I'm Nancy Stamps, Empress of Foiling. I will teach you all about toner foiling, and I am going to do some classes again because it's the end of the year and this is when people want to get into foiling and things like that. But it gives you full instructions here on how to do foiling. We talk about the different heat settings in the instructions here, the carrier sheet, all of those good things. Please do not throw away your carrier sheet. It comes in here. So what you are going to get inside here is your owner's manual. You're going to get 2 sample sheets. This comes from the manufacturer. You're going to get your carrier sheet. It is right here. You get 1. I always recommend buying extras from Gina K's website. Okay, so you can buy extras, and you're going to get 2 sample pieces of foil. Now, I will tell you, the sample pieces of foil come from the manufacturer. They're not exactly the greatest, okay? You just sample them. But this is all you're going to get. So you're not going to get the value that you got when she launched the purple one, where you got the 2 big packs of foil and you got the 2 big packs of polyglaze, but still, it's a good value. She also has the US Canadian version, which is the same machine because of the plugs and the voltage. There's the European version, which I think is good for, and don't quote me on this, go on the website and look, but it's going to have the version that's good for like the UK and Ireland, I believe. And then there's the Australian version. So they're all on the website. And again, check your local Gina K distributors wherever you live. What is the difference? So, I say look at it as like a fraternal twin to the Mink machine. You have the same insides, guts, but it's different on the outside. This is much more modern looking. It's sleek. I like that it's white because then it matches anybody's craft room. You know, there are many different colors of Mink machines out there, but it may not be everybody's cup of tea. White you can match to anybody's craft room, okay? 0 through 5, 0 is no heat. 5 is going to give you maximum heat depending on what you're using. I always say, you know, 3 to 4 is probably going to be your best bet, depending, again, on what you're foiling. Yes, you can use this to laminate. The opening here is just about 6.5 inches. So this is mainly for card makers, not for large scrapbook or 8.5 by 11 pages. Those will not fit in here. It is mainly for card makers. I have styrofoam all over the desk now, okay? So I will make a video using this, and then you want to be subscribed to my channel. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, I will give this away to someone in the US. This is a US machine. I will take care of the shipping. I will figure out a way to do a giveaway. So you want to be subscribed to my channel because I already have 3 Mink machines, and now I have 2 fuse machines. So, and Gina K already had sent me a purple one. I don't need an additional one. So I will make a video with this one, and then I will give this one away. So thank you, Gina K, for generously donating this as part of the 35,000 subscriber giveaway. And again, I wanted to make a new video properly explaining this one because this is the one that you can now purchase. You cannot purchase the purple one. It is no longer available. It was a limited edition launch one. And again, the basic difference is the purple one is a very light lilac color. And what you will get is you will get the machine very slightly used. I will just use it to make some introduction videos with it. You will need to be a subscriber of my channel. I will do some kind of a giveaway video, and you will get all of this. You will get your owner's manual. You will get your carrier sheet, your sample foils. You will get all of this will be in there. So thank you, Gina K. But we're not going to play with this today. I'm going to use my purple one. And I'm going to show you guys the brand new polyglaze. So what is polyglaze? So Gina K, if you are not a member of the Gina K Facebook group, she posted the other day a beautiful visual of what can you do with foiling. What is the difference between toner sheets and polyglaze? She posted the things that you can foil. So what I showed you were black printed. That's toner printing. And Gina does polyglaze as well. So polyglaze is, the way I explained it is it's almost like a gel. That's why she calls it a polyglaze. And it's, you can see here that it's kind of like a light gray print, but can you see how raised that is? Can you see it's like kind of shiny and raised? And what it allows is very fine printed images. Okay, so anything that's thin lined, look how small this print is. If we would attempt to do that with toner, toner does not like very fine printed images. So they don't take to foil very well. Here's a perfect example, is these tiny, tiny lines. Okay, these tiny, tiny detail lines in her little floral images, they don't take to foil very well. Well, because this is a glaze, think of it almost like a glue. When it heats up, it takes to foil very nicely, and you can see how thick that is. You see that dimension and how thick it is. So through this process that Gina K has come up with her printer, her printing company, she's able to get very fine lines and details with her designs. Okay, so she's come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more designs. These are all on the website. I'm putting the link for you guys. This is an affiliated link. I would ask too, if you guys are doing any shopping with any affiliate links that I post, it's going to ask you cookies, yes or no. Please click yes for cookies, because if you click no, then Gina K doesn't know that I sent you. The machine, when you click no, we don't get credit. That's for any of your affiliates, any affiliate links. So think of Hansel and Gretel. The cookies lead them back to us. All right, so this one is called Bold Balloons, and you can color these. We always recommend dye inks or dye markers, not alcohol inks or alcohol markers. Alcohol inks will color over your foil, and it may lift your foil. But these are beautiful balloons. Okay, so this one is called, and these are 10 sheets, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So they're already card front size. And remember, she had those happy birthday dies that she just came out a couple months ago. This would be perfect for that. All right, this one is a background of stars. It's called Superstars. Okay, perfect for holiday. Blanket of snow. Favorite floral. I'm going to pull this one out so you can see this one a little better. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Sissy Sue. Hi, Ann. Hi, Jamadi. Hi, Irma. Hi, Ginger. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Nora. I said hi to everybody, but I didn't have my sound on. I'm so sorry. Oh, for you guys that love the colors, someone like a Zentangle kind of look. Layered candles. And you can use a laminator, but a laminator, you really need to, number one, have the right laminator. And you need to let the laminator heat up for probably at least a good half an hour. But again, the fuse is the right price. It honestly is. I think it's $69.95, you guys. And what's nice about the polyglaze is you don't have those black spots underneath. Look at this one. This one is called You Have My Heart. All right, so let's get all of these foiled, shall we? So I'm going to start with my lilac fuse, the purple one. It's the exact same. And I like to use setting 4 on mine for the polyglaze. I do 3 when I'm doing toner foiling, but I like to start on 4. So when you get yours out of the box, you're going to turn your machine on, and you're going to press the center button. And I like to start with 4, and you're going to hear it beep and be red, and it will turn green when it's ready. So you guys wait. Now, this little dusty butt is just to remind us to, dusty sticker, I should say, not button. Sticker is just to remind us to dust. Now, Gina K uses Swiffer cloth. You can use that. I have a little dusty brush. It's just a soft makeup brush that I only use for dusting off. Now, I just had those styrofoam pieces, so I am going to kind of wipe the desk a little bit better here. But anything you can use to wipe your desk off, to just make sure that there's nothing, pet hair, dust, anything like that on there, because you don't want that. That's what leaves little speckles in our foiling. and try to clean that up as best as we can. All right. So I want you guys just to watch how long it takes for that to turn green. Not very long at all. And the other thing is Gina K has white polyglaze sheets. There are also black toner sheets. Now, while we're waiting for that to switch over, when you get your white polyglaze sheets, it's very important. The first thing you do is you take these out. There is a shiny side and there is a matte side. See the shiny side? And there's a matte side, the paper side. Okay, you're going to take a pencil, not a pen, a pencil. And on the matte side, you are going to take a pencil and you are going to immediately mark it with an X. Okay, believe me, it will save you a lot of headache later. You want to know which side is the side you put the foil on. So as soon as you get these, mark the back side with a pencil so you know which side to put the foil on. Because if you do not do this and you accidentally put foil on the wrong side and you do not put foil on this side, you will ruin your carrier sheet. So you want to make sure that you mark this back side as the side that you do not put foil on, and you put foil on this side. You want to put foil on the entire thing. We are going to use this in just a moment, but that's the first thing you want to do with your white polyglaze sheets, okay? All right, notice that's green. That's ready to go. So let's start off with some of these heart transfer. I'm going to use these Color Harmony transfer foils, and I have one of these polyglaze, and these are called You Have My Heart. And again, the machines are available. You can check them out. They ship internationally. And we have 5 sheets of 4 different colors. These are already pre-cut. So we kind of have like a purple leopard design here. We have, and this is kind of the color that came in the original, this, I don't know what they call this one, purple, violet, and lilac. Regal Leopard is that one. Purple, violet, and lilac. I must have 2 that are kind of stuck together. Yep, there's the 2. I don't know how much the camera is going to pick up the difference there. Oh, must be my theme. Look at my nails. It matches. But I think we'll do the hearts in this leopard. Again, you want to keep your foils. They're delicate. So Decofoil sends them in this thing. And you can get these from Decofoil Thermal Web, or again, I got these right from the Gina K website. So, and you can use any toner foil. So Gina K's foils are made from Decofoil. So you can get them in sheets or rolls, whatever works for you. And I'm just going to put them right back in here. But again, the whole point is to keep them protected and dust free. All right, I will put those away in a second. So remember the magic words, dusty, 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 dusty. And you want to cut down any excess foil we don't need. Now, my desk was still wet, so there is some smudge marks there. I don't think that's going to affect the foiling, though. Okay, now I need a carrier sheet or transfer folder. Again, you get one with the machine. I do recommend purchasing extras because they will get, you can see, they will get foil stuck on them, which you can clean with a magic eraser or some acetone. Doesn't hurt anything, okay? And as you put this in, you want to flatten it, make sure there's no lumps and bumps, and then the folded side goes into the opening. You want to put it in the center, and you're going to hold that and feed that through. And by the way, when you cover this, you want to make sure the whole part of the poly glaze is covered. Dull side of the foil down, pretty side of the foil is always facing you. And then as that goes through, the hardest part is just being patient and waiting for that to come out. Okay, and that one is called You Have My Heart. And we're going to let that cool down. I think the next one we'll do are the layered candles. Now this matches the birthday release Gina K just did. And I think I have some rainbow foil. Oh, please. Messy, messy, messy room. I want to line this up with the stencil. I think it matches the stencil that just came out. If you guys got that. That was just last month's release or 2 months ago. So once this cools down, we're going to reveal that. So much fun. Now, on the finer little bits here where the foil's in there, you can just take a stiff brush and that will knock all the finer bits right out of there without ruining your foil. The foil will stay where it's supposed to stay and come right out of the finer bits there. See that? So anywhere it's not supposed to be, it will come off, but it will stay wherever it is supposed to be. Very cool. So we have animal print foil. Very cool for that one. Let me find, and we're going to save this and I'm going to show you how to use the white poly glaze with that. All right, let me find the stencil for this and some rainbow foil. And you can stencil it first or you can foil it first. It really doesn't matter. what's nice is when Gina coordinates the products that you already have. And you guys know, I buy a lot of thank you and I buy a lot of birthday. So birthday's always at the top of my list. And butterflies. Birthdays and butterflies. More butterflies, please. Okay, where is birthday? Okay, I cannot find the stencil right now. You guys know, there is a coordinating stencil that goes with this. Oh, is it right here? There it is. Oh, and here's the balloons. Okay. Again, messy, messy desk. Okay, so this is called the Layered Candles Stencil. This came out, I think, 2 months ago when she did her birthday release. So I'll show you guys. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to set this aside. So again, the poly glaze are called Layered Candles. You get 10 of them. And the stencils, you get 2 layers on the stencils. So we're just going to do the outer part of the stencil. We're not going to do the detailed layer on the stencils, okay? Just the outer part. Well, I guess you could do both if you wanted to. But I'm just going to do, just real quick, do the outer part. I'm just going to grab my Gina K smaller brushes here. So we're starting with the bigger stencil. Am I in frame? Can you guys see me? I'm gonna grab a little pixie tape too. Pixie tape. Now you want to be careful with the pixie tape because if the adhesive from the pixie tape is on here and you go to foil this, the foil will stick to it. So my recommendation is put the pixie tape behind. Just very careful, just to tack that down. And then put the pixie tape over your stencil. Because if I put this pixie tape on there and there's any adhesive residue on here and I go to foil over it, guess what? My foil's going to stick to it. So be very careful when using adhesive if you're going to adhesive it before you foil. Okay? All right, to save time, I'm just going to do this really quickly. Let's do real simple. Go orange and purple here. I'm just going to be a little different. So I'm using Tangerine Twist. Now this hasn't been foiled yet. If it had been foiled, the foil would resist the ink. I'm using a dye ink, Gina K's dye ink. So I'm not worried about the foil resisting the ink. Because it's a dye ink, the dye ink goes into the paper. You do have to kind of be careful when using pigment inks, because pigment inks can sometimes resist foiling or cause too much foiling, depending on how much ink you have on there. So I always recommend a dye ink. Gina K inks work perfectly. You can see how nicely her papers accept the ink. Nice deep saturation of the colors there. And again, for somebody like me who doesn't like to color, this is a perfect combo. This is going to be a very, very easy to make birthday card. Okay, so that's, and you could, when I first got this stencil, I did a video showing the release, and I did each individual one in rainbow colors. But you can do it any way you want. Okay, so this is going to be the top part of the candle, which is the flame. We're going to do those in yellow. Wild dandelion. I'm going to show you guys a trick too. Okay, so that's the first stencil. Now we could certainly foil it like that, and it's going to foil the outline, and it's going to look really cool. The second layer is going to be more detailed. You can choose to skip this if you wanted to. You don't have to. It's Halloween, so if you have anybody that has a Halloween birthday coming up, I'm going to do this in purple and just layer over it. So there'll be orange and purple. So I'm using the dark lilac. I'm going to use the small Gina K detail brushes for this one. Now you'll notice I turned my fuse machine off. When you're not foiling, don't leave your machine on, because your machine can get too hot. And when it gets too hot, the foil will not stick when it gets too hot. And that's a big mistake I see a lot of new foilers having an issue with as well. By the way, if you want to learn more about foiling, we have a Facebook group called Foiling Snobs Club. So you can join us over there. We are not snobs. We actually want you to learn as much about foiling as you can learn. It's a wonderful group, but we call ourselves Foiling Snobs in jest. We just want you to learn all you can learn about foiling. So Foiling Snobs Club on Facebook. You can join us over there. We'll teach you more about foiling. And if your machine has been running too long and it's too hot, you can back the heat down. So on black toner prints, depending on the company, I usually do best on my machine on 3. On polyglaze, I normally do best on 4. But again, each machine is a little different. So if you find that your polyglaze is not foiling so well, you might have your heat too high and you might need to back it down. Okay. Now, here is a little secret tip I'm going to give you guys. I want to foil the inside of my flames, okay? So they are not solid. So I'm going to line up my stencil here. Now, I could certainly just go in and add color. Maybe go in and add a little orange in there, but I want to foil it. So I'm going to give you guys a little tip here. If you have a Sakura Jelly Roll pen, okay, they make a clear pen. It's a glaze pen, Jelly Roll glaze pen. Okay, I have a black Sakura Jelly Roll glaze pen. Okay, it has to be a glaze one, right? This foil will stick to this because, again, it's a raised surface, just like polyglaze. Okay, so as long as it is raised, you could also use glue. But since I haven't foiled this yet, this looks glossy when it is dry, but it will be a raised surface. So I'm just tracing that. Oops, a little bit went under my stencil there. Hopefully it doesn't. Oh, I think it's smearing. Well, that one's going to be a smeared flame. Okay, well, a couple of them are smeared. A little heavy-handed. All right, so we want to make sure those are all dry before we put them in. The colors I used, by the way, were Tangerine Twist, Dark Lilac, and Wild Dandelion. Those are the colors that I used from Gina K. Certainly it looks fine like that. I don't have to foil it, by the way. There's nothing wrong with leaving them like that and just having an outline. Anywhere there is that polyglaze outline will foil, and where my pen exploded there, that is all going to foil. And you will see that in a second. Okay. And I'm going to move my brushes out of the way. I'm going to turn my machine back on. And while that's heating up, I'm just going to clean my stencils real quick. Hi, Sue. Yeah, it has to be a pen that will foil. So like a glue pen. You know, you want something, or you could go in afterwards and use a tacky glue pen. You don't have to do it while it's foiling. You can do it afterwards and use like a tacky glue pen. So again, this stencil is not a new stencil. The stencil should be in stock. It has been released for a while. After the live, I will also link scrapbook.com. So if it's out of stock at Gina K, these should also be in stock at scrapbook.com. So I will link that for you guys as well. Let's use another color of that purple foil since we did purple. Since we already have the purple open. We'll go with this darker color foil, purple. Okay, and we're going to follow the same rules here. We're going to cut the foil down so it matches. I have 2 pieces again? I feel like I have 2 pieces here. No? Okay. And you just want your foil to cover the image. And then the magic words, dusty, dusty. Now where I have that excess pen, I'm going to take a sand eraser and I'm just going to slightly erase if I can. Nope, it's not going to come off. Okay, just going to have to deal with it. All right, I'm going to double dusty there. And where did I put my carrier sheet? Hi, Allison from San Antonio. Hi, Cheryl. Okay, and all we want to do is just make sure our image is covered. So if my foil came down like this, that's not going to hurt anything. But if my foil came down like this, and this was not covered, anything that's not covered and goes through the machine, that's going to stick to my carrier sheet. That would be a problem. So you need to make sure that anything that has polyglaze or toner exposed, that's not good. But that wouldn't hurt anything if that went through the machine like that. Okay, as long as everything that has printed is covered in foil. Okay, remember, dull side is always down, pretty side is always facing you. Okay, now how this goes through the machine, folded side always goes through the machine. It doesn't matter if it's upside down or right side. That doesn't matter because this machine has 2 heated rollers on the top and the bottom, and the rollers provide heat and pressure. So you get heat on the top, heat on the bottom, and pressure. And what that pressure does is it heats up the top and the bottom. That's an advantage over a laminator. A laminator doesn't provide heat on the top and the bottom, and it provides pressure. So you have pressure on the top and the bottom and heat. Okay, so it doesn't matter as long as we have this folded side in and we want it centered. So we have a little bit of space on the left and the right here. We want to make sure that's always in the center because sometimes these carrier sheets get eaten. And if we put this in a little bit crooked, it gets crunched up and eaten. If we don't have it even in the top and the bottom, it gets crunched up and eaten. So we want to make sure we are directly in the center and we hold that and feed it through. And it should take it, okay? And then once I know that it's coming out the back, I can kind of let go and then it will be fine as it comes out the back. Hello, Paula. Paula from Brazil. Okay. And then again, once I am done, we put everything back in its packaging. We save it. Now, what is the shelf life of these? As long as you take care of them, they are safe from dust, debris, sunlight, moisture. These will last years and years and years. Okay, we want to let that cool down. Do not expose it right away. All right. Where are the rest of my foils? Not like I don't have a whole room of them or anything, but I want my Gina K's. Where'd I put my Gina K foils, y'all? Gina K! They couldn't have gone too far. Well, actually, in this room, they could have, because my life is a hot mess right now, y'all. All right, we will come back to that in a second. All right, so then what we do is we let it cool down, because that's the binding process, is when the foil cools. So the foil is actually attached to a clear transfer sheet. And then once it binds to the polyglaze, it removes itself from this clear transfer sheet and it binds to the polyglaze. And when we remove, see what it does is it removes from this clear transfer sheet, that's what's left, and it binds to the polyglaze. And what's left behind is beautiful foiling. And you can see when I used my pen, remember I told you wherever that pen was is where the foil's going to stick? See See that? Now I could have cut a strip of yellow and maybe did it that way instead of having purple candles, but that's okay because I was doing Halloween, right? But you could have left that and I could have just stenciled it instead of foiling it. But I wanted to show you guys if you wanted to foil you could. Maybe not be so messy as I was. But that's also how you fix a mistake. If something didn't foil, you use one of these glaze pens. All right, so that one is the candle one. And again, we're going to save these and I'm going to show you how to use these. And that one coordinates with the stencil. All right, let me foil these other ones so you can see what these look like. Okay, so this one is the favorite florals. I'm going to open up this wood grain, bronze, caramel, and honey. This one's called Shades of Brown. I think this one would look really pretty in this honey. Hello, Anne. This one I think is going to be really popular for fall. Last year, she had the one with the leaves. If you saw the leaves, we have, you know, obviously it's fall. We have Thanksgiving. The leaves polyglaze sold out very quickly once it was launched. I bet you can get your hands on it right now. So here is wood grain, bronze. Ooh, this one's pretty. Caramel and honey. Oh, these are pretty. Makes me want to go have a latte. All right, so I think this one might be caramel. I don't know, but we're gonna do these florals in that because I just think they look really pretty. So same process. Magic words. Dusty, dusty. Dusty, dusty, the back of our foil. We're going to cut our image down. And again, you can color these after you foil them. Dye-based markers, color pencils, just be very gentle. Carrier sheet. Where's our carrier sheet? Oh, underneath. Okay, I'm going to feed that through. And we're going to put these away. And this one's called Favorite Florals. 10 sheets. They're A2 card size. If you are just joining me, I am using the original lilac fuse. However, Miss Gina K sent me the white fuse. I will be making an introduction video to fuse foiling. If you do not have a fuse machine, now would be a great time to get yourself one. It is only $69.95. And I will be giving away a fuse machine. So make sure you are subscribed to my channel. But I am just showing you guys the new polyglaze release on Miss Gina K's website. You can also pick these up at scrapbook.com. I will post that link in the description for you guys. Tiffany, girl, how you doing? Oops, put these back in here. Congratulations on hitting your milestone. I am so proud of you. You guys are not subscribed to Tiffany's YouTube. She is a celebrity. I fangirled over her for so long. I love her. All right, so let's take a look at this one. Hi, Laura. Oh, this one is so pretty. It just, oh, At first I thought spring florals, but seeing it in this pretty honey color, I don't know if this is honey or bronze or whatever it is, but it's so pretty. It reminds me of fall florals. Just changing the color of the foil. Look at that. And yes, this is nice thick cardstock. So if you are a fan of Tiffany's and you want to do some mixed media on this and do some distress sprays on it, yes, you can do that as long as it's dye. It will work on here. Again, the only thing I don't recommend doing on here is alcohols, because if you do alcohol inks, it will alter the color of your foil. But yes, you could spray this. It's nice, thick, heavy cardstock. So pretty. Oh, I was thinking spring, but after seeing that color on there, you can make this anything you want. That's so pretty. Okay, let's keep going here. Okay, you guys gotta give me 1 second while I try to find my other foils. The queen of foiling has lost her foils. How is that possible? That's what happens when you have too much crap. Me? Too much crap? No. Never happened. Never happened. I don't know where I put my stuff. It's probably literally like right under my nose, and I just don't see it because I'm blind like that. And my dad used to say to me, if it had teeth, it would have bit you. I found it. I found it. I did not find it. I found the rest of my poly glaze. Where's the... No, here's the leaves I was talking about. These would look really nice with that new bronze foils. But where's my foils at? Oh my God, girlfriend. Found the foils. Okay. We can carry on with today's performance. All right, here we go. This is what I want. This is what I want. Here we go. Want the snowflakes. I am very proud to say I think I did only place one order from Simon Says Stamp, and I don't think I bought anything stamped timber. Did I? No, I didn't buy anything stamped timber. I'm sorry. I did not. I did not. All right, snowflakes. Ooh, snowflakes. I'm gonna have to go with silver, sparkling silver. Dusty, dusty. And then again, any excess foil you have, as you can see here, just put it back in there. Okay. I think these snowflakes are going to be very popular. Blanket of snow. So pretty. I don't like snow anymore. I'm trying to move down south. Okay. Hey, you guys, we only have one more, which are going to be the stars. I'm going to do stars in gold sequins. Oh, and the balloons. The balloons we're gonna do, but the balloons also have stenciling, and then we have the Christmas ones. All right, so I wanted to demonstrate two things for you as well. Remember I told you you can color before or after and foil before or after. That it doesn't really matter. So I wanted to demonstrate that on these two panels. So this one we already foiled. Beautiful snowflakes, right? So gorgeous. Oh, stunning. So I want to demonstrate before I foil this one. So I've got some blue denim, dark blue, Gina K ink here, right? And just grabbing a blending brush. So let's say I want this to be a nighttime scene. My watch is deciding to come off on me. Okay. Get back on there, watch. So this has already been foiled, but I decided I want this to be a nighttime scene. So I'm taking the ink, blending that over my foil. Because this is a dye-based ink, it's not going to alter the color of my foil. Alcohol-based inks and pigment-based inks will alter your foil. Alcohol-based inks, because this is a silver foil, if this were an alcohol-based ink, it would change the color of my foil. If it was a pigment-based ink, pigment-based inks will dull your foils, like distress inks, like distress oxide inks, I mean, okay? So you want to use dye-based inks or water-based inks, okay? So this is why we use dye-based inks when we're doing foiling, all right? So it does not matter if you do it after you foil or before you foil, as long as you use dye-based inks. So this now for me, okay, it's a nighttime scene. I want my snowflakes to be silver. I want them to look pretty and pop. And you're saying, okay, Nance, well now what happens? All we're gonna do after we do this is just take a towel, a rag, whatever, and we're gonna wipe the glass mat down, and then we're just gonna wipe our foil. And you'll see that all of that ink is not going to stick to the foil. It's just gonna stick to the paper, and our foil pops. Still looks very pretty. I can keep adding ink and going in darker and darker, change colors, whatever I want to do. So I have my nighttime scene there, and the foil will continue to resist that ink. Now, I want to continue to do that. Okay, I've decided ahead of time I want to do that. I can do the same thing on this panel. All right, so again, I want to do a nighttime scene here. This one, I want to be a little bit more creative. This one's going to be a galaxy scene, all right? So who jumped on here? Hello, Scott. Who else is on? If you use alcohol inks, correct, it will still sparkle. You'll just lose the color of your foil. This is a darker blue. This is in the navy, which is a darker blue. It's actually not that different. This is dark orchid. Since it's my galaxy, I can make it any way I want. Add a little bit of wild dandelion. Last but not least, black onyx. All right, you get the idea. Just gonna wipe my desk down. Now, before I foil this, I'm going to take a different cloth and I'm just going to wipe. Make sure all the ink is off of my polyglaze. Okay. That was just a dry cloth. And I'm going to dusty, dusty. Dusty, dusty. Again, I just want to make sure that everything is covered up. And feed that through. So this one I did after I foiled, that one I did before I foiled. And we're going to let this cool down. And there you can see that the foil only stuck to the polyglaze. It did not stick to the ink. Okay, and so then we bring up, what do we do with all of this left over foil? So remember I told you the foil is stuck to a clear transfer sheet. So you save all of these and you can use either black toner sheets or, remember I marked the white ones with a pencil mark on the back, okay? So the white polyglaze sheets, and again, I'm going to move my fuse to 4. So these are marked on the back with a pencil mark. And I have all of this left over. These are all the ones that we already foiled, right? So here's the candles. Here's the snowflakes. Now, if it's a light color foil like this, I don't like to use a light color background. So if I had done these in blue, maybe I would use the blue, but I did them on white. So here are the beautiful flowers. Here are the stars. So I'm going to use the stars as an example. But all you're going to do is you're going to cut your polyglaze down. And we have one side marked with a pencil and one side is shiny, is glossy, right? And we're going to cut this down to 4 1/4. And this is why I put 2 X's, one on each side, because as I cut it in half, there's always going to be one side that's left over, right? Then we're going to have our stars. Now we're going to have the same rule with Dusty Dusty. We're going to Dusty Dusty the back side of the foil and Dusty Dusty the shiny side, not the pencil mark side. And this is why you mark them as soon as you open the package. The shiny side is the side, there's dust on there. The shiny side is the side that the foil gets stuck to, not the side with the pencil, okay? As we line this up, we're going to see the white side. White, everything this touches will stick. This whole thing is covered in polyglaze now. So everything must be covered in foil. If you do not cover this in foil, it will stick to your carrier sheet. If you do not put a carrier sheet around this, if you put a piece of parchment paper around this, whatever you do, any of this that is exposed will stick. This whole thing is going to melt. Okay, it is a solid sheet of polyglaze. So everything will melt. So you must cover this whole thing in foil. So line this whole thing up because the whole thing is going to get foil. And we find our carrier sheet that we stuck somewhere. Now, solid toner sheets, you cannot color with marker or anything like that. Okay, so it is the color that it is. You cannot do any ink blending or anything like that on solid toner sheets. So you want to save all of your leftover sheets, panels that you've already foiled. And then again, these get saved back in their packaging so they don't get dust, debris, pet hair, anything like that on them. Let me let that cool down. Now there's a trick to releasing that. And I have a box off to the side of my desk where I try to save these and lay them down flat so they don't get scratched up and messed up. So if I don't use them right away, I save them and put them in a box off the side here on my desk. All right, I need to show you guys these, and I need to show you the balloons. So we are almost done here. There's a lot of stuff to show you. All right, so let me recap here what we've got going on. All right, so when you do a solid toner sheet, I don't care who the manufacturer is, you need to rip this off quickly. If you rip it off slowly, it gets stuck and it leaves a line. So you need to rip this off quick, like a Band-Aid, just like that. When you rip it off in one smooth motion, this is disposable. Okay, you don't keep this anymore. When you guys are doing dies, I get a question a lot about, there's a clear sheet when I cut the dies, okay? That's what these sheets are for. When you die cut a word or sentiment or something like that, you know, you want to cut out Merry Christmas and foil it, okay? You want to rip the clear top off. That's what this is. This is just a conduit for the foil to stick to until the foil can bind itself to something. That clear topping, that's all this is. You don't need that anymore, okay? But look how smooth that comes off, okay? Remember I said the foil sticks to everything? So now I can use this as a background. I can die cut from this, but that is all foil. So that's where toner sheets come in. And toner sheets now come in, they used to only come in black. They come in black, they come in white, they come in multitude of colors from many different companies now. So beautiful, beautiful. Came from an original toner sheet now to the leftover. So one piece of foil got you 2 panels out of that, okay? And now we have, you can ink it before, you can ink it after. We have hearts, we have this. Where did my flowers go? We have our flowers. Okay, let's do the balloons, and then we'll get to the holiday words, which came out of the, which you can purchase, and then the dies come with the kit. Anybody have any questions? I've been doing a lot of talking here, and you guys, nobody's having any questions or anything? All right, so in this case, I will foil first because on the last stencil we stenciled and then foiled. I will foil first and then we'll stencil the balloons after. So let me foil first. I still have these purple out, so we'll do the purple again. We'll do the lilac. That's right, dusty, dusty. And I only have 2 samples of these. I did purchase these to try out for you guys. I normally do like the rolls of foil because I don't like having this extra 2-inch strip of foil, but it is a nice way of sampling foils, a nice way of getting a number of different colors. Again, you get 20 sheets in here, 5 sheets of 4 different colors. So if you're trying to build up your stash, it is a nice way of building up your stash. But I like the rolls of foil because I like having, you know, I don't like having these little strips of foil. So that's why I don't like sheets of foil, but it is a good way if you are trying to build up your stash. You get 20 sheets in there. And then you just keep the little strips, you know, you put the excess back in your packaging like this, and you can keep those for sentiments and little things like that. And see, when I cut this now, I'm going to have a little, I'm going to have like a little 1.5 inches left over. That's why I prefer rolls, but to each his own. It's a good way of getting a sampling of many different colors to build up your stash if you are new to this. So you're going to have this little strip. Keep that in your packaging because you can use that. You can use it to fix mistakes, things like that. Okay, dusty, dusty, our image. Dusty, dusty, the back of our foil. I'm going to go back down to 3 because we've been running a while here. And this is lilac. Always, always use a piece of folded copy paper, the carrier sheet, or parchment paper. Now there is also, if you run out of your carrier sheet, Deco Foil sells these craft and carrier sheets. These are designed to be non-stick, basically like parchment paper. And if you're doing a lot, you know, these get crunched up, beat up, they're disposable, okay? These carrier sheets are designed to be disposable. If they get all gooed up with foil and toner and things like that, you can clean them, but believe me, if your machine eats them, throw them away. So buy yourself a pack of extras. In fact, I'm due to buy myself some new ones. Throw them away. I have like 6 or 7 of them, you guys. So when they get eaten, do not try to salvage them and flatten them and iron them. No, 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 no. Throw them away. These are not laminating pouches. Laminating pouches have adhesive built in them. These are designed just to hold your foiling, whatever toner, printed foiling you have, and your foil. Do not use tape or any kind of adhesive. This is all that's supposed to do is just hold your little sandwich together so it doesn't get eaten inside your rollers, okay? But they sell these little, basically parchment paper, and you can cut them down and they're disposable, okay? So I already have one in here that's like cut down. And so if my carrier sheets get too boogered up or I can't find them, I have these. I have them cut down if I have a longer project, and they're like wax lined parchment paper. So you can always get these, or just use a folded piece of copy paper as well. But I have those as backup. Okay, and we're just gonna wait for this to come through. And again, put these away. And I'm just gonna let that cool down a second. Always let it cool down before you reveal it. So these purples, I'll show them to you, Anne. So I'm showing you guys the new release from Gina K. These are the new poly glaze, and I'll show them to you guys again. This is the new Bold Balloons. It matches the Bold Balloons stencil. I'm going to show you guys that. These are the new Deco Foil transfer foils. This is shades of purple. You get 5 sheets of each of the 4 colors. This one has Regal Leopard, Purple, Violet, and Lilac. I also showed you guys shades of brown, which has Wood Grain Bronze, Caramel, and Honey. These are also in the Gina K website. I also have a ThermoWeb link, which I'll link for you guys. And I think you can also pick these up at scrapbook.com. So I will link all of the links in the description. Right now, I'm just linking Gina K for you guys. Very popular. I think that a lot of the colors I was looking at sold out pretty quickly, but I will link all the links for you guys if you're interested. And I did a couple of the, I think this one was honey or bronze. I forget which one it was, honey or caramel. And I did a couple of the purples already. So here's one of the purples. And here's the leopard purple. All right. Okay. So what I wanted to demonstrate on this one was foiling before we stenciled. On the candles, I stenciled and then foiled. Ooh, pretty. Joyce, I have all of the Alta new stuff to do the video for you. Again, just timing. I have everything for you. I even got the, what do you call it? The 3D folder to show everything. So I will get around to it, I promise. Just timing of everything has just been a little crazy. All right, now my machine was getting quite hot. As you guys saw, I turned it down to 3, and I want to show you how I know that. Can you see? I don't know if my camera's going to pick it up. Inside my balloons, there's some foil stuck in there. Can you see that? See it? See that in here? You see where the foil is sticking inside the balloons? That means my machine is starting to get very, very hot, where the foil is starting to stick where it shouldn't be sticking. Do you see that? Okay. That's not a big deal. That just means my machine is getting really hot. And you guys know I've been talking for yada, yada, yada too long. So all I'm going to do, if I have foil where I don't want it, is just take my sand eraser. Where did I put that? Sand eraser. Where did you go? It was just here, right? I just used it. You guys saw me. So you just take your sand eraser and you just erase. Don't lose it like I did. I just had it. You take your sand eraser and you erase. You try not to lose your sand eraser, and then you erase, yeah, sparkle bits. You erase wherever that extra foil is. And I seriously lost it already. That was literally right in front of me. Well, I lost it. Backup eraser. Calling in backup. Backup eraser. Okay. So that's how I know my machine is getting too hot, is when I have I like the name of that. Sparkle bits. Basically extra foil sticking where it shouldn't be sticking. Everybody assumes you're using the wrong foil. It's not always that you're using the wrong foil. It's that your machine is getting so hot that the foil wants to stick to everything, okay? You just take a sand eraser. You can use a regular eraser too. It doesn't have to be a sand eraser. A regular eraser will work too. And you just say, hey, move along, foil. You don't belong here, okay? So that's all you do. And then you know what happens? Now you have eraser bits all over your foiling desk. And then you wonder why stuff's getting dusty. But you just take an eraser and you erase it. It's not a big deal. I wonder where that went. I really need to spend the day cleaning my desk. I can't find stuff. I have boxes all behind me from design team work. I'm so far behind. So far behind. Okay, anyway. But you can see that the Bold Balloons Polyglaze matches with the Bold Balloons. Now, the reason I wanted to foil this one first and stencil later is because do you see how some of these stencils, remember what I told you about tape? If I would tape this down, the tape residue could interfere with some of my foiling. So now I can tape this down and not have to worry about it. I just want to be careful that I don't lift any of my foiling. But now I can kind of tape this down and not have to worry about the tape messing with any of my foiling. Does that make sense? Hi, Mandy. So I'm just going to do some very light, nothing major. In fact, I'm going to stay within the purple theme here today and just do purples. So I have light lilac, medium lilac, and dark lilac. And we're just going to try to just stay within that color scheme. Try to stay within my balloons and not go outside of them too much. Nope, I should probably do this one up here. And again, I love that there's coordinating stencils because then I don't have to worry about coloring. This is medium. I started with the light, I'm going to medium, and then I'll go in with the darkest. There we go. Oh, I got a little bit of over stenciling on that one light one, but that's okay. And then same thing, we would take a soft cloth, wipe off any excess, and all of our foiling would come right through. These are all new polyglaze showing up on Gina K's site. I'm going to show them all to you guys. The stencil is available as well. I'm going to show you guys the names of everything and the foils. And if you don't have a fuse machine, the new fuse machine is also available. And it's available for US and Canada, Europe, and Australia. So it's all available on Gina K's website. And I will be giving away a brand new white fuse machine. Stay tuned on my channel. I have a brand new white fuse machine, which Gina K has sent to me to give away to one lucky subscriber. All right, I have one more set to show you, but let me recap for those of you guys just joining me. These are all the new polyglaze that were just released as part of the September release. I was unfortunately away, so I was not able to show them to you guys. The stencils are not new. The stencils were released, so you might already have the stencils. They were part of the birthday release, which was, I think, 2 months ago. So if you might already have the stencils. Check your drawers before you come out and buy the stencils. But let me show you what the new releases are. Check your stash. Check your stencil drawer, your stencil binder. I keep mine in a, everything's kept together in a bucket. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys the new ones, and then I have one more to show you, which was part of the brand new card kit. The card kit is sold out, but the poly glaze is not part of the card kit. So if you were lucky enough to get the card kit, the poly glaze will match the dies. And if you didn't, you can get it next month as an individual purchase. Okay. And I want to show you guys the foils again too. All right, so these were new foils that were released by Deco Foil. They're called Color Harmony. I purchased these. There's many different colors. Again, I will link their Gina K, Thermal Web, Scrapbook.com is carrying them. There are 20 different pieces, but they're 5 of each of the 4 colors. So this one is called Shades of Brown. You get wood grain, bronze, caramel, and honey. They're pre-cut sheets. This one is called Shades of Purple, and you get Regal Leopard, Purple, Violet, and Lilac, okay? I personally don't like sheets, but I like the fact that you get to try different colors. So if you are somebody who is just starting out with toner foiling, and this is toner foiling, not hot foiling. If you don't know the difference, join my group, Foiling Snobs Club, on Facebook. We go over the differences. Watch my videos. I have a hot foiling playlist and a toner foiling playlist. I also have a very long video that explains. It's called Watch This Before You Start Foiling. It's a very, very long video, but it explains all the differences in foiling. But we're talking about toner foiling today. But these, I've been playing with these tonight as well, just to show the different colors of the foils. But you can get these. They're from Deco Foil. These are also on the Gina K website. So I played with these tonight. All right, so the first one that I showed you guys was using the Regal Leopard out of that Color Harmony purple set. And this is You Have My Heart. You get 10 sheets. They're 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And it came out beautifully. I showed if you have some very intricate parts where the foil is stuck, how you can use a stiff brush and flake some of that off. But it came out beautifully. So this one is called You Have My Heart. So that's that guy right there. Okay. The next one is Favorite Floral. And I showed this in bronze. And I honestly, when I first saw this, I thought, oh, spring florals. But showing this in that honey or caramel, whatever color it was, part of the browns, shades of browns, it reminded me of a fall autumn bouquet. And it came out beautifully. So again, you can color this in with any kind of markers or color medium you want. I even said these are nice and heavy, thick. So if you wanted to spritz or spray these, you could do that. You don't want to add too much water. Like I wouldn't like watercolor these, but you could use a nice dye-based marker on these. But this came out beautifully. So this one is called Favorite Floral. Beautiful. Okay. All right, now these two, I showed 2 different methods of doing inking. So this one I inked after I foiled it, and this one I inked before I foiled it. So it does not matter if you ink it before or after. So this one I inked after I foiled it. And this one is called Blanket of Snow. So I foiled it and then inked it. And I used Gina K's silver fancy foil called Sparkling Silver on this, which has the silver stars in it. And you can see how beautifully it sparkles in that one. And then this one is called Superstars I inked it before I foiled it, and I used gold sequins foil on this. Gina K Fancy Foil Gold Sequins. And then I used the leftover foil on the white polyglaze. So if you don't have polyglaze, you want to have these for leftover foil. So when you are done foiling, you have leftover foil. All of this is leftover foil, okay? So you want to save these, and you want to have black toner sheets, and you want to have polyglaze sheets. So that is where I used the leftover foil. This is the original sheet that we did the polyglaze on. And then I had inked it and then polyglazed it, foiled it. And then this is where we use the solid white polyglaze sheet and use the leftover foil. So we got one piece of foil and 2 panels out of it. Okay, that one's called Superstar. All right, the next 2 have coordinating stencils that were released 2 months ago. I think it was 2 months ago, the birthday release. So these 2 stencils are in the shop already. These are not new releases. These were part of the birthday release. So we have bold balloons and layered candles. So you can purchase these separately. Okay, the new polyglaze coordinate with those. So we have layered candles and bold balloons. So the layered candles I showed, I stenciled it and then I foiled it. Now, the centers of the candles, I was a little slappy-handed, but I used a glaze pen. Okay, so I used a glaze pen and I colored them in and then I foiled them. So that's why it's a little outside the lines and messy there. But I was just showing you that you can color that in and foil it if you wanted to. And again, I used some more of that purple foil. But you can see how cool that looks with the coordinating stencil. I didn't have to color that in, I just stenciled it. So that one's called Layered Candles. Again, coordinates with the stencil that was released a couple months ago. So if you already have that stencil, here is your chance to get the polyglaze to go with that. I love that that coordinates. And then the one I just showed you, I can't talk. I foiled it first and then I did my stenciling. A little sloppy there. That's where my sentiment's gonna go, so nobody's gonna know. And that one is called Bold Balloons. Okay, so you can stencil first or you can foil first. It is personal preference of what you want to do. And again, using more of that purple foil. This was the lighter lilac. All right. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you guys is, this is called, I showed this in the beginning, but this is the new card kit. The Christmas card kit has already sold out. It is called Holiday Floral. However, you can purchase the polyglaze sheets. If you are lucky enough to get the card kit, the coordinating dies will work on the polyglaze sheets. If you did not get the card kit and you still want to get the dies, they will be available next month. But you can get the polyglaze sheets now. You can certainly fussy cut them, or you can use your scan and cut machine and scan and cut them. All right. I do recommend you do your scan and cut first before you foil it though. All right. Because the foil might throw off the scan and cut machine. If you want to purchase this set, have no fear if you did not get the card kit. The card kit is an introduction. Everything is included in the kit. This will come out as an individual purchase in the next couple of weeks. Okay, so when it comes out as a card kit, it all comes together as a bundle. The following month, when the next month's release comes out, these are available as individual purchase. So just put yourself on the let me know when it's back in stock list, and Gina K's team will send you an email and let you know when it is back in stock. So just wait Obviously, if you're subscribed to my channel, you'll get a notification when I do the release videos. Then you'll know, hey, it's in stock, all right? But I want to show you guys how beautiful these sentiments and everything foil, so you can see that. So I'm just going to do the sentiments and show you how I do them. Now, I always say when you're going to do sentiments that you should foil first and die cut second. In this case, it doesn't matter because it's a white border. When I say foil first and die cut second, I mean when you are doing a solid sheet. So for example, this is a solid polyglaze sheet. The whole thing is polyglaze. We want to foil first and die cut second because we don't want any crease lines around the polyglaze. But in this case, it's a white line, so it doesn't matter if we die cut this first and foil second. So I really just want to die cut out some of these sentiments. So for example, let's do the snowflakes and do winter wishes on the snowflakes. Like this one, right? So we want to make this a card and we want to do winter wishes on it. So let's do that one. I'm going to turn my machine back on. So it's on 3. And this would be a perfect time to grab out a little piece. Remember I said keep your little pieces of foil for sentiments? This is why we keep the little pieces of foil, because we only need a little piece of that for the sentiment. So I'm just going to take my scissors and just basically cut a snip of this one that says to you and yours. So we're going to say winter wishes to you and yours. As soon as I can find the right die here. I don't think it's that one. Is it this one? I think it's that one. In this case, I think I'm going to foil first and then die cut. And again, we want to still dusty. And I'm going to use that same silver foil, and I'm just going to grab my little extra pieces that we cut off. They're not big enough to do a whole panel, but they are small enough to do sentiments. And that's why we keep them. Dull side touches the poly glaze, and we're going to feed that through. And that is sparkling silver foil from Gina K. All right, and then while that is going through, we're going to grab our Intracut with our new magnetic plates. Oh, that peeled right off. Look at how beautiful that is. Okay, and then how we use our new magnetic plate is we have the base, which is the magnet. I'm sorry, that's just the heavy plate. This is the magnetic part. This is also the cutting mat. So remember, C is what you cut on. Okay, this is going to stick to the metal. This is magnetic on the back, but you're going to cut on the C. So M is for magnet, but you don't cut on that part. You cut on C. Okay, this is like a self-healing cutting mat. So it's going to stick to that. So we're going to put our foiled pieces down. Then we're going to put our dies on top of those, and they will stick in place. So I don't need to use any tape. Just going to line those up. And line this up. I think that's the right way. And then we're just going to put our clear plate on top. And make sure I have everything lined up. I think I have it on cutting. So easy. So easy, you guys. This really is such a neat little machine. Look at that. So easy. No tape. Done. Okay, then I just take this little mat over to my trash can. And since it's flexible, I just flex it a little and the little pieces fall right off. And it's self-healing, so there's no terrible cracking noises. Everything's cleaned right off. Now, do I have a card base? I don't have a card base made up, but I would just then probably cut this down, put a piece of silver cardstock behind there. Put some sequins on there. Boom, done. So pretty. I love that script. Oh, Mandy said, how do you do it with the kids growing? Mandy, I find that my time, especially lately, has been less and less. I have just gained some more territory at my job, so unfortunately I will be cutting back on some videos and design team work. I've had to decline a lot of design team work with Spellbinders, unfortunately. You guys have seen that, especially in the upcoming year. It's unfortunate, but my real job has to take precedence over this. So that's why you guys have not seen a lot coming out of me, which is unfortunate. And like I said, there are literally boxes behind me that I haven't even had a chance to open. Because I just haven't had time. I've been traveling a lot for work. Personally, there is a lot going on with my kids. My mom just had back surgery. I just got her home from the hospital yesterday. So there is a lot going on right now. And I do miss you guys tremendously. I do feel terrible because I have not been able to do the design team work that I, am obligated to do. And I just have to take a step back. And it does suck. It really sucks a lot. And I have, like, Joyce asked me to do a video of some new Altenew products. And I have to do it. I have to get to doing it. I have a whole pile on the other side of my room of stuff that I need to purge. I promised you guys that I would be selling some stuff, giving some stuff away. And I just haven't had the time to do it. So I will get around to it. I promise. I did not forget about you guys. It's just real life has unfortunately caught up to me and really slowed me down this time. And I need to slow down, catch up. Luckily, it's winter coming up, and I have not even had time to go fishing. If it was not for my job, I wouldn't have gotten any fishing in this year. I got to go fishing twice this year, and one of them was because of my job. And that was it. That was it. So, yeah. Yeah. But, yeah. Just sucks. I'm working. I'm trying, you guys. But I wanted to show you guys. This is the new Polyglaze release. Again, Miss Gina K sent me a new fuse to give away. I will do a new video for you guys. If you are new to foiling, thank you guys for being here. And join the Facebook group Foiling Snobs Club. I have some wonderful admins that do some videos as well. And don't forget, with Gina K, you get free shipping in the US with a $50 order. So if you do purchase a new fuse machine, it's $69.95. It's free shipping. I think it's free shipping. Is it free shipping on the machine? I think so. The incentive set, if you purchase $75, you get a free incentive stamp set, which is really nice. And, yeah, I just wanted to get on and show you guys my foiling snobs, this fun stuff. And I will do a video. There's no difference between the white machine and the purple machine other than you don't get the free foils and you don't get the free polyglaze that came with the purple machine and the color. That's really the only difference. Is the purple machine is no longer available. It was only available as her launch machine. You can only get the white machine now, but the white machine is available in the US and Canada, Europe, and Australia. I'll put the links below if you guys missed the live. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Does anybody have any questions before I log out? Mandy says, I'm drained from babysitting. I don't have kids. Being a parent can't be easy. Well, I mean, I'm pretty lucky. My kids are grown. My son is 18 now, so he's self-sufficient. Leah is 11 going on 25, so she's pretty self-sufficient. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you had fun, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Yeah, have a good night, everybody. There will be more videos coming. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. You can follow me on Instagram at NancyStamps15, also TikTok and Facebook. But again, yeah. That's why I've been trying to do lives and trying to get this stuff done so you guys can ask questions. Joyce, I did not forget about you. I will do your video and more stuff coming, more videos coming, more giveaways coming. I can't tell you when because I don't know when, but just keep an eye out. Thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging out. If you're catching the replay, I want to know in the comments below, have you been a foiling snob for a while, or are you new to foiling? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, bye guys. Have a good night. See ya.